Yeah, right. So I'm gonna try and talk very low and not making a lot of noise. My God, I'm using my ASMR voice. I'm trying to talk normal, by not screaming because I've got neighbors. I'm actually doing this during the daytime, so I've got the lights on. For the record, this is just tea. All right, I guess we can begin the video since you saw my OBS. I'm not even gonna bother hiding it. I didn't have any problems with my editing systems. Yeah. Once upon a time in Mexico, man, you know what? Actually, before we start the video, I will say that was made at like a time. I remember, and Robert Rodriguez, for the record, he is one of my all-time favorite filmmakers. I do remember growing up fondly with the Spy Kids movies. I've kind of seen how bad the third one is, but as long as we never talk about the fourth one, I'm just fine. And with Once Upon a Time in Mexico, I think this actually shot already in advance, way before Robert Rodriguez did Spy Kids 2 and 3. And if I click here, I'm actually going to look up his filmography. Robert Rodriguez filmography. I remember that was like him at the height of his career was in the 90s. And then, you know, um, if I look up his filmography very quickly, right here, it loads, it takes a while. All right, here it is. Directorial debut, El Mariachi. Then he did Desperado, and From Dusk Till Dawn, The Faculty, which is a really underrated film, and of course all three Spy Kids films. Which Spy Kids 2 wasn't as good as one, but it was still pretty good. Spy Kids 3 Game Over was just not good overall. That was it's got 3D in the title, and it cared more about the 3D effects than the family theme, which is an occurring thing in Spy Kids and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I will say this about Once Upon a Time in Mexico: it is the best visually. I would say, ranking of the El Mariachi trilogy, Desperado, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, and then El Mariachi. So it's kind of like how I would rank the Purge movies, like the Purge trilogy, the first three Purge movies. And I'm looking here, of course, and then he also did Sin City after Once Upon a Time in Mexico. He only started to stumble with Shark Boy and Lava Girl. That one was, even as a kid, I knew that was a bad movie. And then he the 2000s was like the decade where Robert Rodriguez was in a constant hit and miss because he had the first two Spy Kids, good. Spy Kids 3D, bad. Once Upon a Time in Mexico, great. Sin City, great. Shark Boy and Lava Girl, awful. Planet Terror, good. Shorts, not good. See, Machete, great. And when he came in 2011, I think it was Spy Kids All the Time in the World that sort of broke him in a way because Spy Kids 4 was horrible. Uh, I can't believe I actually used to like that as a kid, but then again, I was pretty stupid and I wasn't as smart as I am now. And then after that, it was just Machete Kills and Sin City: A Dame to Kill For. And I think from that point, he actually took a break, and he's recently made it back on the rebound with, Only the Battle Angel and We Can Be Heroes. And of course, he also directed uh, episode 6 of the second season of The Mandalorian, which that episode was awesome. Like, Robert Rodriguez showed a side to Boba Fett I never even knew I wanted, and I am so excited for the book of Boba Fett. Right here, look, 100. This one here is interesting. An experimental short film, apparently. Um, yeah, we're all gonna be dead by the time this movie comes out. So yeah, but anyways, the Once Upon a Time in Mexico was the last film in the El Mariachi trilogy. And one of the highlights of the movie was Johnny Depp, because I think this is way before. Actually, it's ironic. This came out in September after Pirates of the Caribbean was a smash hit at the box office in the summer. Although this movie was technically shot before that as well. And, there's actually, Johnny Depp's character, Sands, actually says, savvy, savvy, which is an iconic, Jack Sparrow quote. All right, miss. We're gonna do this. We're gonna drink lots of rum. Oh man, I feel bad now for Johnny Depp. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying that, but given how the industry's recently screwed over and the fact that Amber Heard is the actual abuser in this, it's just sad. But anyways, we got a Binging with Babish episode, the Puerco Pibil from Once Upon a Time in Mexico. In fact, let me just check how long we're in this, cause okay, good. I was a little scared. I thought I was 10 minutes in and I barely started. And yeah, let me see if I can get the volume a little lower so you can hear me. All right, uh, play.
You really must try this because it's Puerco Pibil. It is a slow roasted pork. Nothing fancy, just happens to be my favorite. That is the best it's ever been. Tasted anywhere. In fact, it's too good.
Too good.
It is so good that when I'm finished with it, I'll pay my check, walk straight into the kitchen, and shoot the cook.
You want me to shoot the cook? No. I'll shoot the cook. My car's parked out back anyway. Sands was like the best character in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. And right here.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Binging with Babish, with this week a sort of cathartic episode, as Once Upon a Time in Mexico, along with its DVD special features, convinced a 15-year-old Babish that he could not only make movies, but cook as well. Director Robert Rodriguez shows us exactly how to make his version of Puerco Pibil, which I'm going to follow to the letter, with the small exception of toasting the spices beforehand, which is going to just enhance their flavors. We've got...
Hold on, let me just close the door here. I remember that Robert Rodriguez, every time he would do his own DVD special features, I'll look up some of his movies and I'll see like the 10-minute cooking school, as it's called. Man, hey.
Got 5 tablespoons of annatto seeds, 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds, 8 whole allspice berries, a teaspoon of cloves, and a half teaspoon of black peppercorns. Spice smoke. Don't breathe this. Seriously though, don't breathe that, and make sure everything is ground to an extremely fine powder, otherwise you're going to have gritty meat. Next.
I agree with Andrew. Andrew here. Never smell, the spice like that. You can probably sneeze and everything is screwed from here on out.
We're going to heat things up a little bit with the addition of 2 habanero peppers, veins and seeds removed, unless you're some kind of wild man. The liquid marinade starts with a half cup of orange juice, a half cup of white vinegar, the juice of 5 whole lemons, so you can skip your hand crunches today at the gym, our chopped habanero, and our ground spices. Next up, the most important part, according to Rodriguez, a splash of the finest tequila you can get your hands on. So I'm going to add a good splash to the marinade and a good splash to myself. Make sure that's good enough for the meat, and it is. So we're going to blend this together with 2 tablespoons of salt, and then it's meat time. Pork butt is from exactly where you think it is on the pig. That's right, the shoulder. And it responds extremely well to acidic marinades and long, slow cook times. So once we've cleaned the gristle and silver skin from our pork and cut it into 2-inch chunks, we're going to place it in a plastic bag along with the marinade and let it sit for 30 minutes before introducing it to some banana leaves. Now, banana leaves aren't the easiest thing in the world to get. If you can't find them, just use tinfoil and maybe add a star anise pod to your spice mix. Otherwise, line a casserole with the banana leaves and fill it with the pork, wrap the whole thing up, and seal tight with aluminum foil to make sure no steam escapes. Place in a 325-degree Fahrenheit oven and do not disturb for a bare minimum of 4 hours. Your patience will be rewarded with pork that is so tender you can cut it with a dang spoon. Dude, shut up. With the added benefit of it being really, really tasty. One of the classic ways to serve Puerco Pibil is simply over a bed of white rice with some sliced limes and cilantro. Or parsley if you want it to look like you're using cilantro because you hate cilantro.
I will say this about cilantro. It barely has any taste, but the smell really is strong. So it's kind of love-hate when it comes to cilantro. So I just say cilantro for me is technically I always mention this to anyone whenever I like to make a statement. I always remember the scene from Star Trek Generations where when Data gets the emotion chip and he tries alcohol for the first time. And he's like, I don't know. I've had so little experience with emotions that I'm not sure how to process how I'm feeling about it. You hate it? Yes, that's it. I hate this. And then Data drinks the whole thing. Like, oh yes, I hate this. It is revolting. And Whoopi Goldberg asks more, and he's like, please. That is me with cilantro. That's technically me in a nutshell. And it's actually modern fandom in a nutshell. Just like one clip from a not so good movie explains society. I'm talking about Star Trek Generations, not Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Where did I transition from? What does Star Trek have to do with Robert Rodriguez? Well, Ricardo Montalban was in Spy Kids 2 and 3 as um, Carmen and Junie's grandfather. Yeah. All right, so that brings it back to Rodriguez. That looks really great, though, by the way. You know, I should try making this myself if I could get my hands on a tequila, which I don't really drink alcohol.
This is a perfectly lovely way to serve it, and it's the way that it's served in the movie, but I for one prefer taco form, which just wouldn't be complete without some quick pickled red onions. Simply slice some onions, add optionally some mustard seed, and cover with boiling apple cider vinegar and let steep at least 30 minutes or until the onions are nice and soft. In the meantime, toast up some corn tortillas in a dry saute pan. Always double wrap your tacos for safety. Top up with our quick pickled red onions and some cilantro. Served with sliced limes for squeezing and some more tequila for sipping. And maybe throw on a bulletproof apron if you're cooking for Johnny Depp.
Be careful, Andrew. This cartoon is the best. Oh, man. And for the record, this is an old video, so that's why I have it liked on there. Maybe put on a bulletproof apron if you're put on a bulletproof apron. Put on a bulletproof apron if you're cooking for Johnny Depp. Oh, I can imagine what the comment they're gonna be like. Make all the lunches from the right? The shoulder. What kind of shoulder? You can't be rusty. Johnny Depp hasn't shot you. Conchi Conchinita Pibil. Ah, okay. I prefer the Puerco Pibil is the more preferred method of how to call it. Banana leaves are the easiest. Yeah, I think you can if you have a banana tree, it's easier for you to get that. Tastes like soap. Yeah, just like cilantro real legitimately has no taste, so I think that's why. Like, don't breathe this. Yeah. Actually, I want to look it up here. I think I have Blu-ray.com. Yeah, this is where I spend most of my personal time. Oh my god. Okay, let's see if I switch to the DVD. Once upon. I know it's here somewhere. On a time in Mexico. Yeah, I think I found it here. Yeah. Maybe if I. Yeah, they don't state the special features. Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Like Willem Dafoe is in this movie as a Spanish man who I think is based off of one cartel, one drug lord who actually. I remember there's a plot line in this movie where like Willem Dafoe's character actually tries to go through a procedure to, get plastic surgery and like change his appearance, which I think was based off of an actual drug cartel guy, um, who actually died getting that procedure, and there are rumors that drug lord is still alive, but that's old wives' tales. Oh, Eva Mendes. I think this is actually one of her very earlier films she had filmed. Because like I said, they don't state the special features here. Not unless there's a 2-disc special edition I'm not aware of. The Super Bets, Sony, when they did that Super Bet stuff. Um, Another thing, if I click on the Blu-ray, maybe it'll show up right here. Yeah, the 10-minute cooking school. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just like, yeah, like screenshot. Like I'm clicking on the screenshots. Uh, yeah. I don't think anyone would really. You can never literally get away with Willem Dafoe playing a Mexican guy anymore, because then that would be whitewashing. But yeah, uh, Desperado. Oh, it's a steelbook. Okay, yeah. Put on a bulletproof apron if you're gonna cook for Johnny Depp. Oh God, it's like 11 p.m. in the night, and I've been just distracted. Man, I remember that. Let me just type it here. Once upon a time in Mexico. Yeah, like right here. I want to look up some of the cast list. Um, see the cast list if I remember. Um, Antonio, see Selma Hayek, Johnny Depp, Mickey Rourke, who was also in Sin City, Eva Mendes, yeah. Um, oh yeah, Julio Oscar Machosa. I do remember him in this movie. Uh, oh, he sadly passed away. That sucks. I do remember him. He was also in another movie with. Let's see. Okay, so he was on. Oh, he was Detective Ruiz in the first Bad Boys movie. He was also in Blue Streak, All the Pretty Horses, Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, Legend of Zorro as Fray Felipe. I remember him. Fray Felipe was Fray Felipe was like my favorite character in The Legend of Zorro. He's kind of like the Alfred into Zorro's Batman. I don't know. Barrio. Let's see. I remember who played the president, and I remembered it was actually the same actor. Let me look it up here. License is actually the actor who plays the president in Once Upon a Time in Mexico is, I think, the same actor who see, yeah, uh Pedro Armendariz Jr. Okay, if I remember correctly, if I go up, maybe it's easier. Television, right here, the same actor who played Presidente Lopez in License to Kill was also the president in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. He's also he's also in both The Mask of Zorro and The Legend of Zorro, but as two different roles. Weirdly enough, one of them was see Mask of Zorro as Don Pedro, and the other one is in Legend of Zorro as Governor Riley. He was also in Original Sin and The Mexican, but just as a and also Amistad, Tombstone, and yeah, License to Kill as President Hector Lopez. Um, he died in. Let's see, died at. Oh, eye cancer. That sucks right there. You know, that's really sad. Um, Also known as Desperado too. Yeah, I do remember El Mariachi. I think it was because that was his first movie. Um, let's see, cast. I gotta remember Carlos and Gallardo. Um, let's see, Mexican actor. Yeah, so he was in El Mariachi, but he's also in Desperado as well, but in a different role because he's also in Escape from L.A. and he was in Planet Terror, and yeah. I'm just doing a Robert Rodriguez research here, because I do know in the first El Mariachi it was not. I think I gotta look up as well Antonio Banderas, because why the hell not? I love Antonio Banderas. I've always liked him. You know, who doesn't love Antonio Banderas? Huh. See, business activities. Oh, um, yeah, here it is. Antonio Banderas filmography. So, I think it was very unknown at the time when they made El Mariachi, because yeah, he wasn't really that big yet. But I think one of his biggest films I can't remember was oh, let's see, he was in Interview with a Vampire, um Assassins, Evita, and Evita, and then he did Mask of Zorro, and then he got very big, and then he did The 13th Warrior, which was barely about him, but 13th Warrior is a really good movie. I just wish they stuck with the original name, Eaters of the Dead. He's also in Played to the Bone, Spy Kids Original Sin. His career almost took a dive in the dumpster with Ballistic X versus Sever. That's the one movie where I'm like, how did you get someone as badass as Antonio Banderas to star in a piece of shit like Ballistic X versus Sever? Let's see. He was also in Frida, and then he did Shrek 2 as Puss in Boots, both English and Spanish language. And I think he took like a break from movies. Let's see. One movie he did was like after Shrek Forever After was the Woody Allen You Will Meet a Tall Dark Stranger, and then he started doing movies with Pedro. Yeah, The Skin I Live In, and um, Haywire, Expendables 3. The one disappointing part about Expendables 3 is like you have Antonio Banderas in the movie and he's barely in it. He was also the only best. He was practically the best part of Sponge Out of Water, and then he was also in Night of Cups. The 33 was another good one. And let's see what else. Pain and Glory. Another Almodovar. The Laundromat. Steven Soderbergh. Doolittle was not good. He's also now in Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, which I wonder if this will be his. I'm gonna look it up as well. Let's see. He's also in the Uncharted movie, and also Ferruccio Lamborghini. He's playing Ferruccio Lamborghini in a. I didn't even know there was a movie on Lamborghinis. I think Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Huh. All right. Yeah. So they're making a sequel. I didn't know that. I really did enjoy Puss in Boots. It was saving grace from Sharks 3 and 4. Let's see. How many films have Antonio Banderas? Brain, why you no work? Let's see, and Salma Hayek starred in. I gotta know how many films hasn't. See, I do know that yeah, because I now remembered he was gonna be in Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, sequel to Hitman's Bodyguard, and I was like, wait, how many movies have they done together? Let's see. Let's see. Follows the lifelong entrepreneur from the manufacturing of tractors at the start of his career, and then we define his profound legacy. So, um, Robert Moresco, huh? I didn't know that he was doing a movie based on Lamborghini. He's also starring Alec Baldwin, or maybe it's constantly been delayed. I don't know for sure. Sometimes, like I say, maybe there's an IMDb link right here. Let me still look up Salma Hayek and Antonio Banderas. Blu-ray.com. This is the only way I can find out some good information. And I'm 25 minutes in because I just wanted to visit a, you know, let's see, Antonio Banderas, right here. Sometimes this is actually more helpful than collaborations. Alright. If I find it, Cameron Diaz, Summer Hike. So, Desperado, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Spy Kids 3D, Game Over. Puss in Boots! I forgot that Summer Hike was in Puss in Boots. Frida for Rooms. And Hitman. So, I think 7 or 9 times. So, it's Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard is going to be their 7th film together. Okay. Oh, on IMDb, the film's simply called Lamborghini. And if I scroll down, I don't know if this is actually been in production. Damn, yeah, I can't find any information. So I'm gonna end the video here. This was Puerco Pibil from Once Upon a Time in Mexico from Binging with Babish. And this is a fun episode. This movie is really awesome. I'm glad that like even now Robert Rodriguez is like, making it back on the rebound, I'm glad that he's found success again. With Alita. I know Alita wasn't a big box office hit, but the way how the audience responded was like, wow, Robert Rodriguez is back to form. And Alita was awesome. There's like a few problems I had with it, but hey. So I'll leave a link to the original video down below. Um, and also a link to my Instagram page, to my Instagram profile. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm just gonna go to sleep right now. So, I guess until next time, whole situation of the pandemic. Hopefully, you're all doing well. I have nothing but great wishes for you. I'll just wish for all of you to stay safe, and I'll also wish you Godspeed. So, yeah, I'm just gonna end the video here.